are back for the third part of this custom battle series. In fact, I might even break these up into 2 different custom battle videos using the Khuzait. In this battle, of course, we are going to try the other common Khuzait enemy, and that's going to be the Aserai. Aserai, I've heard a bunch of different pronunciations. Just bear with me here. So you have, again, very similar. You have all the units except the scrubs, and both sides have one of the noble units clicked in, right? So that roughly the armies of equal strength. We're also going to go to the desert, and this time we're going to play as the attacker and let the AI play as the defender and see how it goes. Now, I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be sort of interesting because the Aserai tends to be sort of an offensive culture, and defense, I'm really sort of curious to see what they do. They might do a ring. They might do a line defense with archers behind with cav wings. It'll be sort of fascinating to see what they do. And of course, I've never done this before. I've never really had a big battle against the Khuzait, with the Khuzait against the Aserai. So it'll be fun for me to sort of try some tactics on the fly here. And of course, if this is just a disaster episode, I'll just be talking to myself in my study, and none of this will fucking matter. Now, so into battle we go here. Again, we're going to do summer at noon, so that's easy to see. And I don't think I've ever fought on this battlefield. There's all kinds of ridges and sort of plateaus and lower valley areas. This will be very interesting for tactics. I have thought about doing a campaign as the Aserai, and it'll be fun to sort of explore some of the maps that I haven't really seen a ton of playing as the other kingdoms. So again, this is all going to be deja vu. We're going to do the exact same thing here, right? We're going to set up 2 different horse archer divisions, the 7th and 8th. It's worked so far. Why change it? The 6th, again, we're going to do a little combo each time. I've done the exact same thing. I've hit the infantry button first, because I'm used to doing it with skirmishers. And again, we're going to select the best archers here. Now, the 4th and 5th will also be archers, yada, yada, yada. By now, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm planning on doing before I do it if you've watched the other 2 parts of this series. The 2nd, again, this will be cav. We'll set up this to be an attacking, killing cav. And the 3rd is our defensive cav. Now, I've talked about this before. When you're playing Bannerlord, I strongly recommend that you do the same thing consistently with your units and position them in the same spot, because that consistency will help your brain. If things are very different from battle to battle, it's going to be way harder for you as a battlefield commander to command your units effectively on the battlefield and know what you're doing, right? It's going to be a lot more difficult. So develop a system. You don't have to mirror mine, but develop some kind of system like this where I literally, my fingers hit the keyboard and I know I'm touching cav. I can close my eyes and say, okay, that's archers and that's spread, right? You will become good at this the more you play. All right, so they're decent ways away here, and frankly, I'm going to observe their behavior here. We're going to set up a defensive line to see what the fuck's going to happen in this battle. I don't have any idea. It's a strange battlefield to me, and it's a strange battle encounter, so it's going to be sort of interesting to see what happens here. I'll set up my archers here towards the back, of course. We're going to drag the 7th, or the 2nd. We'll stick the horse archers up on this hill. I'm going to drag the horse archers. The 2nd is heavy cav and the 8th is heavy cav, and we're going to have everybody hold fire until we see what the enemy's doing here. Okay, they've got a bunch of infantry in the center, archers in the center. They've got 3 cav divisions, of course, because they have a horse archer division and 2 heavy cav divisions. And that doesn't look very defensive, does it? Their fucking infantry looks like they're charging. Maybe they don't know the word defense. Like I said, I was curious what the Aserai were going to do. They're not a defensive culture. If I play Aserai in a new campaign, I plan on being pretty aggressive. You can still play defense with the Aserai, but it'll be sort of interesting to see what the AI does here. It looks like they're trying for a ring defense, but unfortunately the AI doesn't quite grasp the whole concept of the ring defense. Right now, this is even worse. They're actually attacking us in detail. And what I mean by that is they're allowing their own units to be sort of singled out and slowly picked off. Instead of them attacking us with all their units at once, what they're doing is they're sort of skirmishing here with a handful of their units, some horse archers, some javelin throwers, and it's going to be completely ineffective. They're going to get eviscerated. In fact, we'll just lure them in here. If they're dumb enough to bring their cav in here to basically a full-on trap, we will gladly execute them. On this side, their heavy cav is not even joining the battle. They're just sort of sitting back, watching their horse archers get butchered here. By the way, this is just a terrible strategy in general. If you're using horse archers, never send them in against the enemy's combined forces, right? Look at their forces are just sitting there eating lunch. Salah ad-Din would be absolutely fucking disgusted by the AI in Bannerlord, as I imagine would a lot of great military tacticians. I heard Alexander threw his mouse the first time he played Bannerlord. Alright, so at this stage now, we're just surrounding this Horse Archer division. They've effectively allowed us to trap them in this little valley back here. I'm charging with the 2nd Corps. We're charging with the 3rd Corps. Archers are obliterating them from the side. I can shoot a little bit this battle here. We can have a little fun with our fellas. It's been a long time since I've shot from a horse. But now this Horse Archer division is completely trapped. They're away from their mates. We're dragging the 2nd and 3rd. We're attacking them with Horse Archers. We're totally surrounding them here. The only real danger at this stage is that I get shot off my mount, right? Because I'm sort of focused on killing the enemy. A lot more actually seem to get through that than I expected. So we're going to pursue here. I've got some archers there. I've got some cav there that's sort of pursuing. Now we are using a lot of ammunition to kill this 60 guys or whatever it is. But I think in the end it's going to be worth it. Right? We're going to be fighting them down 60 guys. It's like a hockey game where you've got the power play for the whole fucking game. You're probably going to win. Of course, they're going to score very few kills against us here. They're basically fighting us like, I don't know, 4 or 5 to 1, right? They're volunteering to be killed en masse. Very, very, very bad strategy. Now they're routing. In fact, here we're gonna hold fire because all their units are routing, and this battle's basically, I don't want to say it's over completely, but it's almost over through that sheer stupidity of that battle plan. I wonder if we can get really creative here.
Mounted archers! Horse move! Horse move! Loose formation! Hear me! Forward! Move out!
I'm not getting off my horse. That's just an accident. So what I actually want to do is see what kind of enfilade fire we can provide to the enemy from the top of this little ridge here. I'm just sort of exploring the battlefield here. Since the enemy is completely static, I have all the time in the world to just sort of look at this battlefield and see what we can do. Oh yeah. I mean, the enemy's dead fucking meat here. So we're bringing an archer division. I mean, realistically, I could just bring them all until they were pounded to bits, but we won't completely exploit them here. So I'm just putting the 4th Corps on top of this hill. I think we'll give them a cav support up here, because otherwise they're sort of helpless to this cav division. We'll put the 3rd up here as defense for them. And as soon as those archers get up there, we'll have them open fire. Right? They're going to be shooting down into the enemy ring. On the other side here, of course, we're gonna surround the enemy with horse archers, other archers, and it's not going to mean a goddamn thing that they've got a little ring of defense. You want to do this kind of attack systematically, right? You want to do this kind of slowly. The enemy's standing still. There's absolutely no urgency to do anything quickly. So we're going to move in slowly here. We're going to wrap archers all around these fucks. At some point, they're going to probably jump out of their circle. I've played enough to see that the enemy at some point panics and sort of realizes that their square is absolutely helpless. And when that happens, of course, their infantry charges. They change their tactic, which is appropriate, right? They should be changing their tactic, but at that stage, it's usually too late. So we've opened fire here. We've got horse archers and cav coming. I'm bringing the 2nd Corps directly at these guys. And we're going to just butcher this cav line that's come up here. I mean, it's like 150 to 1. Now, one of the problems with the circle is the enemy jams in their archers so tight, they can't even fucking shoot. Most of those archers are just absolutely compacted in there, and they have no ability to shoot, because there's some fucking guy with bad breath and all, like, right in front of the fucking guy, and he's just a fucking helpless fucking clown to be killed by our army. And we'll move the 6th a little closer here. We'll give these guys a little bit of elevation so they too can shoot down into this ring and kill whoever they want. Up there, the archers are raining death from that ridge in virtually complete safety. The enemy cav, I don't think they're actually pursuing them. The enemy's kind of got cav here skirmishing, but this is just not going to amount to shit. Oh, okay, so they finally broke out of their square. That's good. We wanted to have a real fight. And we're going to kite the fuck out of these guys. So I'm dragging the 2nd. We're going to go ahead and stick the 7th horse archers way on the other side of the enemy. And the reason I'm doing that, because I want to have enfilade fire on the enemy, right? I have 1 archer corps on my side here. Other horse archers are going to the other side, so it'll help shoot their archers. And I think we're going to attack their archers. I haven't done this a lot. We're going to drag the 2nd, we're going to drag the 7th, we're going to drag the 8th, and we're going to train them right the fuck through their archers here, right? I'm going to add to the carnage. I'm slashing a guy's head off. Our 2nd cav is following me here. Now that they're close to the archers, these guys attack. They charge. We're going to drag them towards us. The enemy infantry's kind of trying to pursue us here, so we're just going to move our horse archers away from them, right? We don't need our horse archers getting butchered by the enemy. Meanwhile, they're being shot from multiple different directions, right? The screen's almost entirely green. The 6th is just pounding them. You can see the 6th over here has just a beautiful position. They're kind of on a little ridge. They've got beautiful line of sight. Our horse archers retreated to the far side of the battle, but they're still shooting over there. Now I'll call them back to us, right, because I want them part of this battle. The enemy, again, is being encircled here. We're going to do another drive-through run here with our cav, right the fuck through their archers. Their infantry's over there sort of randomly running around trying to pursue. And we're just lining them up here. This is, I feel like a pilot right now trying to land our Boeing 373 right in the middle of these fucking archers. Right, what we want to do is drag our cav, cut off another head, and just drag our 150 heavy horse archers, heavy cav right through here and obliterate as many of these archers as we can. You can hear they're panicking. I mean, our infantry is just sitting there. These guys are having a sandwich. They probably haven't had a single loss yet. They're actually eager to get into the battle. Now, we suffered some losses there. That's because their infantry came to grip with some of our cav, right? That's just an inevitability. But if I'm not mistaken, their archers just fled, or most of their archers fled. We'll do a little bit more cleanup on Desert Isle 6 here. More guys fleeing. We're not really worried about their infantry because they can't catch us. That's the thing. When you're playing Khuzait, you are playing Leonardo DiCaprio in that great movie, right? What was that? Catch Me If You Can or some shit like that. That's how you're playing. You're not letting the enemy come close to you. You want them running away so their head is easily cut off. Their infantry, I think, is routing too, honestly. Actually, I guess they're attacking. But they're so spread out that this guy can just fucking F-1-3 this whole battle at this stage. We're going to play it out a little bit. We'll slash a few more guys. The 6th can charge. The 2nd can charge. The 3rd can charge. This was actually a bigger massacre than our 2 kiting battles because of how bad the AI fought here. This is pretty disgraceful, actually. And I see this, and of course it makes me a little bit nervous to play the Aserai, and kind of want to play the Khuzait. But I have played the Khuzait just a little bit in the campaign, and I found it too tedious. Tons of kiting, tons of very slow, long battles, especially when it's 1600 against 1400. I just thought it was going to be kind of a boring campaign. Nevertheless, I digress. We're getting a little distracted from the whole point of this, and that is showing you how to defeat the Khuzait, or how to defeat a defensive opponent with the Khuzait. It turns out in this case it's actually a lot easier. We absolutely butchered the Aserai here. We used their own desert territory against them. Half our units fucking had a sandwich while they mangled the enemy, and victory is achieved. Well, let me know if you want to see more of these custom battles. It's actually a lot of fun for me to sort of branch off my horizons into the unknown. Again, I have very little experience doing this. I played Khuzait for 2 or 3 weeks. I don't think our army size ever got over like 60 guys or 50 guys. So this is kind of the first big battles I've had with Khuzait. I've done a few other custom battles, but I've never really focused on it and made a custom battle episode like this. So let me know what you think, and let me know if you want to see more of these custom battles or a certain matchup with a certain kingdom, against somebody else. Thanks again for watching, friends. Please subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. Again, this is part of a playlist of custom battles. I really think the custom battles show the value of tactics too, because this is even battles. I know in my campaign people sometimes say, well, your army is just amazing, of course you crush everybody. Well, this is a perfect example. Our armies are identical here for strength, and it's an absolute destructive victory on our enemy. So hopefully you guys are interested in seeing more. I appreciate you fellas, and I will see you guys next time. Alright, we are going to try one more battle as part of this compilation series, and that is going to be Khuzait versus Battania. And this is a very difficult situation we're setting up here. It's about as difficult battle as you can have with even number of troops. We are going to give them lots of archers, which is the strength of the Battanian Fian Champs. We're going to be the attackers, so they can play defense, and we'll use the Bogbeth Arch, which gives them a very good defensive map with lots of high elevational terrain. Finally, we'll give them a companion with increased range damage. This combination of different things with an equal army size should make this about as difficult a battle as you can face with the Khuzait. I have no idea what I'm going to do here strategically, but before we do that, I'm going to spend a minute and set up the units like I have for the rest of the series. I'm not going to explain this time what I'm doing. Please reference one of the other 4 battles I think we've done so to this point. Now, what's my plan in this battle? Quite frankly, I don't have one yet because I don't know what the enemy's going to do. I don't know where they're going to position. I don't know if they're going to set up on a certain arch somewhere. This is going to be an interesting battle to sort of test some of our big bag of tactics in a unique situation. Now, I am going to start setting up archers on this side over here, and we'll give them a cavalry as defense. The enemy's sort of halfway up there. We are going to seize that high ground. In fact, I want both my cav divisions because I want to seize that high ground up there. Anytime you can seize high ground in a battle, you should try to. I'm also going to try to pin the enemy down here. I don't want them moving without getting shot. So I'm moving forward our archers so that our archers can shoot at them here. Now I want everybody holding fire at this stage. I don't want them shooting until we're a little bit closer, but it won't be long before we're opening fire. What I want is that. I want that high elevation there. The enemy is dumb enough to not take the high elevation. We will seize it.
Forward!
Now the 6th Archers is the only foot troops that I have coming over there. The rest are over there. And this is advanced tactics. I'm separating my army. I'm splitting my army up a little bit like we did in the Aserai battle. But we're doing this in order to basically give the enemy crossfire here, right? I want to be able to hit the enemy from multiple sides. And hence we're splitting up our army here. We are now close enough to start shooting. They're getting kills with their arrows. It's time for us to start shooting here. Our archers are down there in the valley. One cav division in a screen. The other cav division is right behind me here. This 2nd elite cav division, and we will counter their cav if they charge us. Right? We don't want to get too close because their archers will shoot us.
Soldiers, or make alive!
On the far side over there, their cav is kind of attacking our units, but there's an infantry line there. Those guys can be told to attack there. I'm pretty confident that they're going to do just fine. Over here, our cav can attack these guys. Their archers are out of line of sight, and so we're going to attack their infantry here and try to kill a lot of these guys before they can really do major damage. The horse archers are coming. Our 3rd cav is coming. We seriously outnumber the enemy here, and we're going to try to do some major damage up here. We're also getting our 6th up here, set to shoot down on the enemy. And what I want to try to do now is push these archers out of our face here. Their archers are kind of right in our face here. We're going to charge with cavalry. Right? We want to push these archers off this ridge. We want the ridge. And we're going to fight for it. We're in a big long line here. We can attack the line that's at the top of the hill here. Now, admittedly, there's way more red death spam than I suspect would have occurred here. But hopefully we can turn things around in this battle. Our archers, these guys are in beautiful position now. Our cav is pretty firmly on top of this ridge, right? We've definitely seized this ridge. Across the valley, those troops aren't having the impact I want, so I'm going to move these units forward, closer into battle. Right, at this stage, our army's separated. I need to make sure that I pay attention to both sides. These guys here are mostly shooting, not all shooting, because they don't have perfect line of sight. So I want to bring them over this ridge so that they have good line of sight. Now again, the enemy seems like they're trying to spread out in this valley. We're going to attack them. Their archers are moving. Anytime you have enemy archers that are moving, you want to attack. Look at this guy. He's picking up arrows here. I don't know if you want to pick up arrows while you're being shot at, dude. So we're chasing them down now. We've chased them off that ridge. Our cav is now right on the enemy. I'm going to jump over all these guys here. And sort of mop up the rest of their archers that are sort of vulnerable in the middle here. As long as their archers are kind of vulnerable here, we are going to attack. Their infantry is kind of helpless here. Their infantry got out of position. Their archers are vulnerable. Their archers are vulnerable here because they were trying to position, and we caught them effectively positioning. Right now, they're not dead. They're still sort of trying to find the right ground. Right? These guys are looking for a spot to shoot. You never just give up and assume your enemy's defeated, right? We're going to play this out. But the enemy is in a really bad spot right now. Their infantry's over there basically watching their archers be skewered. I have archers now positioned beautifully here. Up top, the 6th is actually being told to charge, which means the archers will shoot. They're actually starting to flee towards their infantry. We want to pursue them all the way to their archers, right? And continue to just hammer them the whole way. These guys are doing major damage up here. These are their Battania Fian Champs. So now the enemy sort of has a defensive position. We want to sort of move our troops in less of a charge and more of a intelligent, strategic maneuvering here. So I'm dragging the cav all the way around because their archers naturally went to the rear of their formation. Hence, we're going to attack them and go right around all their infantry and attack their archers. Right? Avoid their infantry, spear their archers. These archers can also be told to charge. That way anybody who's out of ammo here sort of pinches in and closes the vise. And the enemy's defenses now are in a bit of a disarray. Right? Their infantry is sort of trying to charge here, and they're attacking our archers, so they'll get some kills. But they're being now surrounded by different forces, and meanwhile, all of our different cav is causing major damage. Right? All these heavy cav, all of these horse archers are rampaging through here. They still have this line of Battania Fian Champs, so I just told all of my cav to go around them and shield wall, while the rest of our units are told to charge. It's almost like a grappling. All those units basically go stand next to their archers, while the rest of the units come up to kill them. All these archers are told to charge, and in they go. Battania Fian Champs mowed down. And the battle is over. So I think this battle here, what this shows is the power of mobile troops, power of highly versatile mobile troops. Our archers are much easier to reform than the Battanians in this battle. They were trying to reform. We have more cav than them. We had already hammered and destroyed a lot of their cav, and so we were able to simply chase down their units before they repositioned. Because of that, of course, we chopped down probably half of their archers just while they were trying to reposition, and they never really were able to recover after that. This is the value of horse archers. There's obviously other advantages to horse archers, but hopefully this gives you folks some examples of how you can use the Khuzait to really dominate this game. Now, we didn't dominate this battle, right? We still suffered 330 losses, but with 150 troops surviving against a defensive, tough enemy in sort of an optimal map for them, we did just fine. I got 12 kills here, right? We beheaded some Battanian Fians. And this was fun. This was fun playing Khuzait. I don't know if I'll ever play a campaign with Khuzait, but if you are, hopefully this little 4-part series gives you some ideas, gives you some things you can try, kiting, attacking units when they're trying to form, and hopefully you have success in your own campaign. Thanks for watching, friends. I appreciate all the comments, likes, all that good stuff. I'm having a good time with this channel. We'll see where it goes. I have no idea if this is going to be something I'm doing long term, but as long as you guys are interested in battles and me showing kind of things I've learned throughout the last 2 years, I'll keep making videos. So thanks again for watching, friends. I'll talk to you guys next time.